Imagine, if you will, that the universe is not some distant impersonal force, but rather an intimate part of your very being. It is the canvas upon which you paint the masterpiece of your life, responding to every brushstroke of your imagination. To learn how to talk to the universe is to master the art of creation itself. Let us begin by understanding that your thoughts, your feelings, and your deepest beliefs are the language through which you converse with this infinite intelligence. Every moment of your day, whether you are conscious of it or not, you are engaged in a continuous dialogue with the universe. The question is, are you speaking the language of lack and limitation? Or are you articulating a symphony of abundance and possibility? The universe, in its infinite wisdom, does not judge your desires. It does not deem one wish more worthy than another. It simply responds to the vibration of your being, to the unwavering certainty of your imagination. When you learn to align your inner conversations with the outcomes you desire, you tap into a power that can reshape the very fabric of your reality. Consider for a moment the times when you have wanted something deeply. Perhaps it was a new job, a loving relationship, or a sense of inner peace. Did you approach these desires with a sense of lack, constantly affirming to yourself and the universe that you did not have them? Or did you embrace the feeling of already possessing that which you sought? This, my friends, is the crux of effective communication with the universe. It is not enough to merely wish for something. You must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You must live from the end, experiencing in your imagination the joy, the satisfaction, and the gratitude of already having received your desire. Let me share with you a fundamental truth that has the power to transform your life. The universe knows no distinction between what you vividly imagine and what you consider to be reality. Your imagination is the very workshop wherein you forge the instruments of your future experiences. When you imagine with feeling, with conviction, you are literally shaping the course of events to come. But how, you may ask, does one begin this practice of imagination? How does one learn to speak so convincingly to the universe? The answer lies in the art of revision and in the cultivation of a disciplined imagination. Revision is the process by which you rewrite the script of your past and present experiences. If you have encountered a situation that was less than desirable, do not let it calcify into a fixed point in your personal history. Instead, reimagine it. See it play out in your mind's eye exactly as you would have wished it to be. Feel the emotions associated with this new version of events. Let every fiber of your being resonate with the joy and satisfaction of this revised experience. By engaging in this practice, you are not merely indulging in wishful thinking. You are actively recalibrating your relationship with the universe. You are demonstrating your power as a conscious creator, showing the universe that you are no longer willing to be a passive recipient of circumstances, but rather an active participant in the shaping of your reality. As you become more adept at revision, you will find that your natural state becomes one of positive expectation. You will approach each day with the certainty that wonderful things are unfolding for you. Shift in consciousness is profound, for it alters the very frequency at which you vibrate, attracting experiences that resonate with your new state of being. Now let us delve deeper into the practice of disciplined imagination. Your imagination is not merely a playground for idle fantasies. It is the most powerful creative force at your disposal. When you learn to direct your imagination with purpose and precision, you are literally programming the universe to respond in kind. Begin by setting aside time each day for focused imaginal work. Find a quiet space where you can relax and allow your mind to become receptive. Close your eyes and begin to construct in your mind's eye a scene that implies the fulfillment of your desire. Make it as vivid and as detailed as possible. Engage all your senses. If you desire a new home, feel the texture of the doorknob as you enter. Smell the fresh scent of your favorite flowers arranged in the entryway. Hear the sound of laughter echoing through spacious rooms. As you construct this scene, allow yourself to become fully absorbed in it. Do not merely observe it as a spectator, but step into it as an active participant. Feel the emotions that would naturally accompany the realization of your desire. Let joy, gratitude, and a deep sense of fulfillment wash over you. This imaginal act is not a mere rehearsal for some future event. It is in the deepest sense the event itself. For in the realm of imagination, where all possibilities exist simultaneously, you have already received that which you desire. Your task now is to remain faithful to this imaginal act, to return to it night after night, impressing it ever more deeply upon your subconscious mind. As you persist in this practice, you will begin to notice subtle shifts in your outer world. Circumstances will begin to rearrange themselves, almost magically, to bring about the conditions necessary for the realization of your imagined state. People, events, and opportunities will appear in your life as if summoned by an unseen hand. This is the universe responding to your inner conversation, to the unwavering certainty of your imagined reality. But remember, my dear friends, that this practice requires patience and persistence. The seed of your desire, once planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind, must be given time to germinate and grow. Do not dig it up every day to see if it has sprouted. Trust in the unseen forces that are working on your behalf. Your role is to maintain an unwavering faith in the reality of your imagined state. This faith is not a blind hope that something might happen in some distant future. It is a deep knowing, a profound certainty that on a level beyond physical sight, your desire is already fulfilled. As you cultivate this faith, you will find that your entire perception of the world begins to shift. You will start to see evidence of your desire manifesting everywhere you look. This is not mere coincidence. It is the natural result of your aligned inner conversation with the universe. Let us now explore another powerful aspect of communicating with the universe, the use of affirmative prayer. Unlike traditional forms of prayer, which often come from a place of lack or supplication, affirmative prayer is a declaration of that which is already true in the realm of imagination. When you engage in affirmative prayer, you are not asking the universe for something you do not have. Instead, you are acknowledging and giving thanks for that which is already yours in the invisible realm of potential. This form of prayer aligns you with the creative power of the universe, allowing you to speak your desires into existence with authority and conviction. Begin your affirmative prayers with phrases such as, "I am so happy and grateful now that," or "Isn't it wonderful that," follow these openings with statements that describe your desire as if it were already a present fact. Feel the emotion of gratitude wash over you as you articulate these statements. Let every word resonate with the certainty of your imagined reality. As you make this practice a regular part of your day, you will find that your entire being begins to vibrate at the frequency of your desires. You become a living, breathing affirmation of the life you wish to create. The universe, ever responsive to the signals you emit, will begin to mirror back to you the reality you have so clearly defined in your imagination. But let us not forget, my friends, that effective communication with the universe is not a one-way street. It is not merely about broadcasting your desires into the void. It is also about developing the ability to listen, to attune yourself to the subtle guidance that is always available to you. This guidance often comes in the form of intuition, those quiet hunches and inner promptings that seem to arise from nowhere. As you cultivate your relationship with the universe, you will find that these intuitive flashes become more frequent and more pronounced. They are the universe's way of directing you toward the path of least resistance to the manifestation of your desires. Learn to trust these intuitive nudges. Act on them, even when they seem to defy conventional logic. For in following your intuition, you are aligning yourself with the infinite intelligence of the universe. which sees the bigger picture and knows the shortest route to the fulfillment of your desires. As you become more adept at listening to this inner guidance, you will find that your life begins to flow with an effortless grace. Doors will open where before there were walls. Synchronicities will abound, as if the entire universe is conspiring to bring you exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. Now let us address a crucial aspect of communicating with the universe that is often overlooked, the importance of detachment. This may seem paradoxical at first. How can you be detached from something you desire so deeply? The key lies in understanding that detachment does not mean indifference. It means releasing your grip on the how and when of your manifestation. When you cling too tightly to a specific outcome or timeline, you create resistance. You send a message to the universe that you do not trust its infinite wisdom to bring about your desire in the best possible way. This resistance can actually slow down or even prevent the manifestation of your desires. Instead, cultivate an attitude of relaxed expectancy. Know with absolute certainty that your desire is fulfilled in the invisible realm, and trust that it will materialize in the physical world in divine timing. This state of relaxed expectancy allows the universe to work on your behalf, orchestrating events and circumstances in ways that your limited human perspective could never conceive. Remember, the universe has access to infinite possibilities. By remaining open and detached, you allow it to bring about your desire in ways that may far exceed your original vision. You may find that what manifests is even better than what you had initially imagined. As you practice this art of detached manifestation, you will discover a profound sense of peace and trust in the unfolding of your life. You will no longer feel the need to control every aspect of your experience. Instead, you will move through life with a sense of excited anticipation, knowing that wonderful things are constantly unfolding for you. Let us now delve into another powerful technique for communicating with the universe: the use of symbolic representation. The subconscious mind, which is your direct link to the creative power of the universe, thinks in symbols and images. By consciously choosing and working with symbols that represent your desires, you can bypass the critical faculty of your conscious mind and impress your intentions more deeply upon the subconscious. Choose a symbol that for you represents the fulfillment of your desire. It could be an object, a color, a number, or even a simple geometric shape. Infuse this symbol with meaning through your focused attention and emotion. See it in your mind's eye, associated with the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and carry it with you throughout your day. You might wear jewelry that incorporates your chosen symbol or place representations of it around your living space. Each time you encounter this symbol, let it serve a reminder of your end commitment to your desire. Feel once again the emotion of having already received that which you seek. This practice creates a powerful feedback loop between your conscious intentions and your subconscious mind. Over time, the mere sight of your chosen symbol will automatically evoke the feeling of your wish fulfilled, reinforcing your communication with the universe and accelerating the manifestation process. Now, my dear friends, let us address a question that often arises when one begins to seriously engage with the practice of conscious creation. What about the desires and free will of others? How can we communicate our desires to the universe without infringing upon the autonomy of those around us? The answer lies in understanding the true nature of creation. When you imagine a scene that implies the fulfillment of your desire, you are not manipulating others or bending them to your will. You are simply aligning yourself with a version of reality in which your desire is fulfilled. The universe, in its infinite wisdom and creativity, will bring about the circumstances necessary for the realization of your imagined state in a way that honors the free will of all involved. Your task is not to dictate the specific actions of others, but to hold steadfast to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Trust that the universe will orchestrate events in a way that serves the highest good of all concerned. This approach allows for the manifestation of your desires while maintaining respect for the divine spark within every individual. As you deepen your practice of communicating with the universe, you may find that your desires themselves begin to shift and evolve. This is a natural and beautiful part of the process. As you align more closely with your true self and the infinite potential within you, you may discover that what you once thought you possessed pales in comparison to the grand vision that now unfolds before you. Embrace these shifts in desire. They are signs of your spiritual growth and expanding consciousness. The universe is guiding you toward experiences that will bring you the greatest joy and fulfillment, even if they differ from what you initially set out to manifest. This brings us to another crucial aspect of effective communication with the universe, the practice of gratitude. Gratitude is not merely a polite response to receiving something you desire. It is a powerful creative force in its own right. When you cultivate an attitude of genuine gratitude, you align yourself with the abundance of the universe. Begin and end each day by counting your blessings. Take time to truly feel grateful for all that you already have in your life. This practice shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is present, abundant and beautiful in your experience. As you do this, you will find that more and more things come into your life for which to be grateful. Moreover, practice gratitude for your desires as if they were already fulfilled. Give thanks for the perfect job, the ideal relationship, the radiant health that you seek to manifest. Feel the emotion of gratitude as intensely as you can, knowing that in the realm of pure potential, your desire is already a reality. This practice of preemptive gratitude is one of the most powerful ways to communicate your desires to the universe. It aligns your entire being with the frequency of abundance and receptivity. The universe responds to this vibration by bringing you more experiences that match this feeling of gratitude and fulfillment. As you become more adept at communicating with the universe, you will find that your life takes on a quality of magic and wonder. Synchronicities will abound. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time, meeting exactly the right people to assist you on your journey. This is not mere coincidence. It is the natural result of your aligned communication with the infinite intelligence that permeates all of existence. But remember, my friends, that with this power comes responsibility. As you learn to consciously create your reality, it becomes increasingly important to examine your deepest beliefs and intentions. Are you creating from a place of love, abundance, and a desire to contribute to the greater good? Or are you motivated by fear, lack, or the need to control others? The universe will respond to whatever seed you plant in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Therefore, it is crucial to cultivate thoughts, beliefs, and intentions that are in harmony with your highest self and the greatest good of all. As you do this, you become a powerful force for positive change in the world. Your very being radiating love, joy, and abundance to all those around you. Let us now explore the concept of living in the end. This principle is at the heart of effective communication with the universe. To live in the end means to inhabit, in your imagination and your emotional state, the reality where your desire is already fulfilled. It means to think, feel, and act from the perspective of already being the person who has received that which you seek. This practice requires a radical shift in consciousness. Instead of seeing your desire as something in the future that you must strive and struggle to attain, you recognize it as a present fact in the invisible realm of potential. Your task is simply to align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with this already existing reality. Begin by asking yourself, how would I think, feel, and act if my desire were already fulfilled? What would my daily routine look like? How would I carry myself? What kind of conversations would I have? Then, to the best of your ability, begin to embody these states in your daily life. This is not about pretending or engaging in wishful thinking. It is about recognizing the creative power of your consciousness and choosing to align it with the version of reality you wish to experience. As you consistently live from this state of fulfillment, you will find that your outer world begins to rearrange itself to match your inner experience. Remember, the universe does not distinguish between what you imagine with feeling and what you experience in the physical world. By living in the end, you are sending a clear and consistent message to the universe about the reality you choose to inhabit. The universe, in its infinite responsiveness, will bring about the conditions necessary to match your inner state. As you practice living in the end, you may encounter moments of doubt or uncertainty. This is natural and to be expected. The key is not to fight against these doubts, but to gently and persistently return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled each time you choose to realign with your desired reality. You strengthen your communication with the universe and accelerate the manifestation process. Now, let us delve into the power of your inner conversations. Every moment or day you are engaged in a continuous dialogue with yourself. These inner conversations shape your beliefs, your expectations, and ultimately your reality. To effectively communicate with the universe, it is crucial to become aware of and deliberately shape these inner dialogues. Begin by paying attention to the habitual thoughts and self-talk that run through your mind. Are they supportive of your desires? Do they affirm your worthiness to receive that which you seek? Or do they undermine your efforts with doubt, criticism, and limitation? Once you become aware of your inner conversations, you can begin to consciously redirect them. Replace thoughts of lack and limitation with affirmations of abundance and possibility. Instead of dwelling on past failures or current challenges, focus your inner dialogue on the successful achievement of your desires. Speak to yourself with the same kindness, encouragement, and unwavering belief that you would offer to a beloved friend. As you master the art of positive inner conversation, you will find that your entire vibration shifts. You begin to radiate confidence, certainty, and positive expectation. This vibrational shift is instantly recognized by the universe, which responds by aligning circumstances and opportunities to match your new inner state. Remember, my dear friends, that learning to communicate with the universe is not a destination but a journey. It is a process of continuous growth, refinement, and expansion. As you practice these principles, you will experience moments of profound alignment and miraculous manifestation. You will also encounter challenges and apparent setbacks. Embrace all these experiences as opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. Trust in the perfect unfolding of your journey. Know that every experience, whether perceived as positive or negative, is guiding you toward the fullest expression of your dear potential. As you maintain this trust and continue to align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the reality you wish to create, you become a powerful creator with the universe. In closing, I invite you to step fully into your power as conscious creators. Recognize that you are not separate from the universe, but an integral part of its infinite intelligence and creativity. As you learn to communicate clearly and consistently with this intelligence, you unlock the boundless potential within you. Go forth with courage, with joy, and with the unshakable knowing that the universe is always listening, always responding, always guiding you toward the highest expression of your true self. Imagine a world where no one has the power to disturb your peace. This is not a far-off dream, but your immediate reality, waiting to be claimed. The secret lies not in controlling others, but in mastering your own consciousness. You see, anger is not thrust upon you by external forces. It is a choice, a reaction born from within. When you feel anger rising, know that you are the operant power. You are not a victim of circumstances, but the creator of your emotional state. Consider this: the world you perceive is nothing more than a reflection of your inner state. Those who anger you are merely playing the part you have assigned them in your mind. They are actors on the stage of your consciousness, reading the script you have written. To never be bothered is to realize that there is no other separate from you. All that you perceive is you pushed out. The angry colleague, the rude stranger, the difficult family member. They are all aspects of yourself, mirroring back to you your own beliefs and expectations. Let us pause and truly absorb this truth. You are not a small being buffeted by the whims of others. You are the dreamer of this dream we call life. You are the author of every experience, every interaction. When you grasp this, you will see that getting angry at another is as absurd as getting angry at your own reflection in a mirror. Would you shake your fist at your image, demanding it change? Of course not. You would simply change your own expression, and the mirror would faithfully reflect that change. So too with the world around you. Change your conception of yourself, and the world must follow suit. This is the law, immutable and eternal. But how, you may ask, do we put this into practice? The key lies in your imagination. Your imagination is the most potent force in the universe. It is the workshop wherein you craft your reality. When someone pushes your buttons, pause. Step back from the situation and enter your imagination. See the scene play out differently. Imagine yourself responding with calm, with understanding, with love. Feel the peace that comes with this new reaction. This is not denial or repression. This is conscious creation. You are actively choosing a new state of being, and as you do so, you are literally rewriting the script of your life. Remember, the subconscious mind cannot distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is physically experienced. As you consistently imagine yourself unperturbed, your subconscious will accept this as your new reality. And what the subconscious accepts, it must externalize. You may find at first that this requires effort. Old habits of reaction may try to reassert themselves, but persist. Every time you choose peace over anger, you are strengthening this new pattern in your consciousness. Understand that those who seem to provoke you are not your enemies. They are your greatest teachers. They are showing you the areas where you still hold limiting beliefs about yourself and the world. Each encounter is an opportunity for growth, for expanding your consciousness. Consider this: if you believe the world is a hostile place, full of people waiting to take advantage of you, that is precisely the experience you will have. Your belief will be made flesh, manifest in your reality. But if you truly know, that you are the operant power, that all of creation is working for your good, how can anyone possibly anger you? Every person, every situation becomes a blessing, a catalyst for your expansion. This is not to say you become a doormat, accepting mistreatment. Far from it. When you operate from this level of consciousness, you naturally command respect. You don't demand it, you embody it. Your very presence radiates an energy that uplifts those around you. Think of the great spiritual teachers throughout history. Did they rail against those who opposed them? Did they get drawn into petty arguments? No, they stood firm in their knowing, unshaken by the opinions or actions of others. You have this same power within you. It is your divine birthright. Claim it now. Know that you are the master of your emotions, the architect of your experiences. When you find yourself in a situation that would normally provoke anger, pause, take a deep breath. Remember who you truly are. You are not a small, reactive being. You are a divine creator, shaping reality with your consciousness. In that moment of pause, revise the scene in your mind. See it playing out harmoniously. Feel the emotions you would feel if the interaction were peaceful and productive. Hold that feeling, saturate yourself in it. This is not pretense or self-deception. This is the highest form of living. You are actively choosing your state of being rather than reacting unconsciously to external stimuli. As you practice this, you will find that your external reality begins to shift. People who once irritated you will suddenly seem different. You may find them becoming more agreeable, more respectful, or you may find that they simply fade from your experience, replaced by individuals who resonate with your new state of being. Remember, everyone in your world is you pushed out. As you change your conception of yourself, as you embody peace and understanding, the world must rearrange itself to match your new self-concept. This is not a one-time event, but a continuous practice. Each day presents new opportunities to choose peace over anger, understanding over judgment. Each interaction is a chance to remember your true nature as the operant power in your reality. You may wonder, but what about injustice in the world? Should we not get angry at wrongdoing? This is a valid question, but consider this. Has anger ever truly solved a problem? Has it ever brought about lasting change? True change, lasting transformation, comes from a place of love and understanding. When you operate from this higher state of consciousness, you become a far more effective force for good in the world. You see, anger clouds judgment. It narrows perspective. When you're angry, you're trapped in a limited view of reality. But when you remain calm, centered in your knowing, you can see the bigger picture. You can respond with wisdom rather than react with emotion. This doesn't mean you become passive in the face of wrongdoing. On the contrary, you become more powerful. Your actions stem from a place of clarity and purpose rather than blind rage or frustration. Think of the great change makers in history, the ones who brought about true, lasting transformation. They didn't operate from anger, but from a deep, unshakable conviction in the power of love and truth. As you practice this new way of being, you'll find that your influence on the world grows. People will be naturally drawn to your peace, your unshakable calm. You become a living example of what's possible, inspiring others to rise above reactivity and choose a higher way of being. Remember, the world is not happening to you, it's responding to you. Every person you encounter, every situation you face is a reflection of your own consciousness. When you no longer get angry or bothered, it's not because the world has changed, but because you have changed your perception of the world. This shift in perception is the key to personal freedom. No longer are you at the mercy of others' actions or words. You stand sovereign in your own consciousness, choosing your reactions, sculpting your experience of reality. Imagine moving through life with this level of inner peace. Imagine facing every situation, no matter how challenging, with calm assurance. This is not just a pleasant fantasy, but your birthright as a conscious creator. But let's be clear, this is not about suppressing emotions or denying reality. It's about transcending the old patterns of reactivity and stepping into your power as the author of your life story. When you feel the old anger rising, welcome it. Observe it. But don't identify with it. See it as a signal, a reminder to shift your perception. In that moment, you have a choice. You can fall into the old pattern, or you can choose again. You can remember the truth of who you are. This practice requires vigilance, especially at first. The old habits of reaction will try to reassert themselves. The world may seem to test your new resolve, but stand firm in your knowing. Each time you choose peace over anger, you are strengthening this new pattern in your consciousness. As you persist in this practice, you'll find that it becomes easier. What once required conscious effort becomes your natural state of being. You'll find yourself responding to life's challenges with grace and ease, unruffled by the storms that once would have thrown you off balance. This is not about becoming emotionless or detached. On the contrary, you'll find that you become more fully alive, more deeply engaged with life. You'll experience a richness of emotion, a depth of experience that was impossible when you were caught in cycles of anger and reaction. You see, anger narrows our perspective. It locks us into a limited view of reality. But when we free ourselves from the grip of anger, we open ourselves to the full spectrum of life's experiences. We become more empathetic, more understanding, more connected to those around us. This shift in consciousness has far-reaching effects. As you move through the world unbothered by the actions of others, you become a calming influence. Your peace ripples out, touching everyone you encounter. You become a living demonstration of what's possible when we choose love over fear, understanding over judgment. Remember, this practice is not about achieving some perfect state where you never feel negative emotions. It's about developing the ability to choose your response in any given moment. It's about reclaiming your power as the creator of your experience. There will be times when you falter, when the old patterns resurface. When this happens, be gentle with yourself. Don't judge or criticize. Simply observe, acknowledge, and choose again. Each moment is a new opportunity to remember the truth of who you are. As you continue this practice, you'll find that your entire experience of life transforms. Situations that once would have provoked anger now become opportunities for growth and understanding. People who once irritated you become your greatest teachers. You'll begin to see the divine in everyone you encounter, recognizing that they too are on their own journey of awakening. This recognition naturally gives rise to compassion, to a deep sense of connection with all of life. This state of being is your natural inheritance. It is who you truly are beneath the layers of conditioning and false beliefs. As you strip away these layers, as you consistently choose peace over anger, you are revealing your true self. Imagine moving through your days with unshakable inner peace. Imagine facing every interaction, every challenge with calm assurance. This is not just a pleasant fantasy, but your birthright as a conscious creator. But let's be clear, this transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey, a continuous unfolding. Each day presents new opportunities to practice, to choose again, to remember the truth of who you are. As you persist in this practice, you'll find that your entire experience of life shifts. The world around you will seem to change, to become more harmonious, more aligned with your inner state. But remember, it's not the world that has changed, but your perception of it. This shift in perception is the key to personal freedom. No longer are you at the mercy of others' actions or words. You stand sovereign in your own consciousness, choosing your reactions, sculpting your experience of reality. But what about those times when anger seems justified? What about when we witness injustice or cruelty? Remember, choosing not to get angry doesn't mean becoming passive or accepting of wrongdoing. It means responding from a place of clarity and wisdom rather than blind emotion. When you're not caught up in anger, you can see situations more clearly. You can respond more effectively. Your actions come from a place of love and understanding rather than rage or vengeance. And paradoxically, this makes you a far more powerful force for change in the world. I think of the great spiritual leaders and social reformers throughout history. They didn't effect change through anger, but through an unshakable commitment to love and truth. They demonstrated the transformative power of remaining steadfast in one's highest principles, even in the face of opposition or injustice. As you cultivate this state of inner peace, you too become a powerful force for good in the world. Your very presence becomes a reminder to others of their own divine nature. You become a living example of what's possible when we choose love over fear, understanding over judgment. Remember, everyone you encounter is you pushed out. They are playing the role you have assigned them in your consciousness. If you find yourself repeatedly encountering angry or difficult people, look within. What beliefs are you holding about yourself and the world that are being reflected back to you? This is where the real work lies. It's not about changing others, but about changing your own consciousness. As you shift your inner state, as you cultivate peace and understanding within yourself, you'll find that the world around you naturally begins to reflect this new state of being. This doesn't mean that challenging situations will never arise, but it does mean that you'll be able to face these situations from a place of centered calm rather than reactivity. You'll be able to respond with wisdom and compassion rather than lash out in anger. Imagine how this could transform your relationships. Imagine how it could impact your work life, your family dynamics, your interactions with strangers. When you're no longer triggered by the words or actions of others, you become free to engage with life fully, openly, without the armor of defensiveness or the weight of resentment. This state of being is your natural inheritance. It is who you truly are beneath the layers of conditioning and false beliefs. As you strip away these layers, as you consistently choose peace over anger, you are revealing your true self. But remember, this is not about suppressing emotions or denying reality. It's about transcending the old patterns of reactivity and stepping into your power as the author of your life story. It's about recognizing that you have a choice in every moment, a choice to react unconsciously or to respond consciously. As you practice this new way of being, you'll find that life becomes less of a struggle and more of a dance. You'll move through your days with a sense of ease and flow, unruffled by the storms that once would have thrown you off balance. You'll find that your relationships deepen and become more authentic. When you're not caught up in anger or defensiveness, you're free to truly listen, to truly connect. You become more empathetic, more understanding, more compassionate. This shift in consciousness has far-reaching effects. As you move through the world unbothered by the actions of others, you become a calming influence. Your peace ripples out, touching everyone you encounter. You become a living demonstration of what's possible when we choose love over fear, understanding over judgment. Remember, this practice is not about achieving some perfect state where you never feel negative emotions. It's about developing the ability to choose your response in any given moment. It's about reclaiming your power as the creator of your experience. There will be times when you falter, when the old patterns resurface. When this happens, be gentle with yourself. Don't judge or criticize. Simply observe, acknowledge, and choose again. Each moment is a new opportunity to remember the truth of who you are. As you continue this practice, you'll find that your entire experience of life transforms. Situations that once would have provoked anger now become opportunities for growth and understanding. People who once irritated you become your greatest teachers. You'll begin to see the divine in everyone you encounter, recognizing that they too are on their own journey of awakening. This recognition naturally gives rise to compassion, to a deep sense of connection with all of life. This state of being is your natural inheritance. It is who you truly are beneath the layers of conditioning and false beliefs. As you strip away these layers, as you consistently choose peace over anger, you are revealing your true self. Imagine moving through your days with unshakable inner peace. Imagine facing every interaction, every challenge with calm assurance. This is not just a pleasant fantasy, but your birthright as a conscious creator. But let's be clear, this transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey, a continuous unfolding. Each day presents new opportunities to practice, to choose again, to remember the truth of who you are. As you persist in this practice, you'll find that your entire experience of life shifts. The world around you will seem to change, to become more harmonious, more aligned with your inner state. But remember, it's not the world that has changed, but your perception of it. This shift in perception is the key to personal freedom. No longer are you at the mercy of others' actions or words. You stand sovereign in your own consciousness, choosing your reactions, sculpting your experience of reality. But what about those times when anger seems justified? What about when we witness injustice or cruelty? Remember, choosing not to get angry doesn't mean becoming passive or accepting of wrongdoing. It means responding from a place of clarity and wisdom rather than blind emotion. When you're not caught up in anger, you can see situations more clearly. you can respond more effectively. Your actions come from a place of love and understanding rather than rage or vengeance. And paradoxically, this makes you a far more powerful force for change in the world. Think of the great spiritual leaders and social reformers throughout history. They didn't effect change through anger, but through an unshakable commitment to love and truth. They demonstrated the transformative power of remaining steadfast in one's highest principles, even in the face of opposition or injustice. As you cultivate this state of inner peace, you too become a powerful force for good in the world. Your very presence becomes a reminder to others of their own divine nature. You become a living example of what's possible when we choose love over fear, understanding over judgment. Remember, everyone you encounter is you pushed out. They are playing the role you have assigned them in your consciousness. If you find yourself repeatedly encountering angry or difficult people, look within. What beliefs are you holding about yourself and the world that are being reflected back to you? This is where the real work lies. It's not about changing others, but about changing your own consciousness. As you shift your inner state, you'll find that the world around you naturally begins to reflect this new state of being. This doesn't mean challenging situations won't arise, but you'll face them from a place of centered calm rather than reactivity, responding with wisdom and compassion. Imagine how this could transform your relationships, work-life, family dynamics, and interactions with strangers. When you're no longer triggered by others' words or actions, you're free to engage with life fully, without defensiveness or resentment. This state of being is your natural inheritance, who you truly are beneath layers of conditioning and false beliefs. As you strip away these layers, consistently choosing peace over anger, you reveal your true self. Remember, this isn't about suppressing emotions or denying reality. It's about transcending old patterns of reactivity and stepping into your power as the author of your life story. It's recognizing that in every moment you have a choice to react unconsciously or respond consciously. As you practice this new way of being, life becomes less of a struggle and more of a dance. You'll move through your days with ease and flow, unruffled by storms that once would have thrown you off balance. Your relationships will deepen and become more authentic. When you're not caught up in anger or defensiveness, you're free to truly listen and connect. You become more empathetic, understanding, and compassionate. This shift in consciousness has far-reaching effects. As you move through the world, unbothered by others' actions, you become a calming influence. Your peace ripples out, touching everyone you encounter. You become a living demonstration of what's possible when we choose love over fear, understanding over judgment. This practice isn't about achieving a perfect state where you never feel negative emotions. It's about developing the ability to choose your response in any given moment, reclaiming your power as the creator of your experience. There will be times when you falter, when old patterns resurface. When this happens, be gentle with yourself. Don't judge or criticize. Simply observe, acknowledge, and choose again. Each moment is a new opportunity to remember the truth of who you are. As you continue this practice, your entire experience of life transforms. Situations that once provoked anger become opportunities for growth and understanding. People who once irritated you become your greatest teachers. You'll begin to see the divine in everyone you encounter, recognize that they too are on their journey of awakening. This recognition naturally gives rise to compassion and a deep sense of connection with all of life. Imagine moving through your days with unshakable inner peace, facing every interaction and challenge with calm assurance. This is not just a pleasant fantasy, but your birthright as a conscious creator. This transformation is a journey, a continuous unfolding. Each day presents new opportunities to practice, to choose again, to remember the truth of who you are. As you persist, your entire experience of life shifts. The world around you will seem to change, becoming more harmonious and aligned with your inner state. But remember, it's not the world that has changed, but your perception of it. This shift in perception is the key to personal freedom. No longer at the mercy of others' actions or words. You stand sovereign in your own consciousness, choosing your reactions and sculpting your experience of reality. When anger seems justified in the face of injustice or cruelty, remember, choosing not to get angry doesn't mean becoming passive or accepting of wrongdoing. It means responding from a place of clarity and wisdom rather than blind emotion. When you're not caught up in anger, you see situations more clearly and respond more effectively. Your actions come from a place of love and understanding rather than rage or vengeance. Paradoxically, this makes you a far more powerful force for change in the world. Think of the great spiritual leaders and social reformers throughout history. They didn't effect change through anger, but through an unshakable commitment to love and truth. They demonstrated the transformative power of remaining steadfast in one's highest principles, even in the face of opposition or injustice. As you cultivate this state of inner peace, you too become a powerful force for good in the world. Your very presence becomes a reminder to others of their own divine nature. You become a living example of what's possible when we choose love over fear, understanding over judgment. Remember, everyone you encounter is you pushed out, playing the role you've assigned them in your consciousness. If you find yourself repeatedly encountering angry or difficult people, look within. What beliefs are you holding about yourself and the world that are being reflected back to you? This is where the real work lies. It's not about changing others, but about changing your own consciousness. As you shift your inner state, the world around you naturally begins to reflect this new state of being. In conclusion, the path to never getting angry or bothered by anyone lies within you. It's a journey of self-discovery, of remembering your true nature as the creator of your reality. As you practice this, you'll find that not only do you become free from the tyranny of anger, but you also become a beacon of peace and understanding in the world. Every interaction becomes an opportunity to practice, to choose love over fear, understanding over judgment. And as you do this, you'll find that your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. You become the living embodiment of peace, radiating calm and understanding to all you encounter. This is your birthright, your true nature. Claim it now. Choose peace in every moment. Watch as your world transforms, not because others have changed, but because you have remembered who you truly are. You are the operant power, the creator of your reality. In this knowing lies your freedom, your peace, and your power to create a life beyond your wildest dreams. Imagine for a moment that there exists a parallel version of you, a version that has actualized all that you desire to be, to do, and to have. This version of you stands not in some distant realm, unreachable and separate, but exists here and now within the vast spectrum of your own consciousness. This parallel you is not a figment of imagination, but a living reality within the infinite states of your being. Now I ask you to listen closely, for this parallel version of you has a message of utmost importance. A message so profound, so transformative, that to avoid it would be to deny yourself the very essence of your divine nature. This message, my friends, is the key to unlocking the limitless potential that resides within you. The parallel you speaks of a fundamental truth, a truth that has been whispered by the sages throughout the ages, echoed in the corridors of time, and now stands before you demanding recognition. This truth is simple yet profound. You are the operant power in your world. Your consciousness, your imagination, is the very foundation upon which your reality is built. Let us delve deeper into this revelation. The parallel wants you to know that the world you perceive, the circumstances you find yourself in, the very fabric of your existence, is but an outward picture of your inner assumptions. Every experience, every encounter, every moment of your life is a reflection of the state of consciousness you occupy. Consider for a moment the implications of this truth. If your world is a mirror of your consciousness, then to change your world, you need only change your consciousness. The parallel you has mastered this art and now beckons you to do the same. It urges you to awaken to your true nature as the author of your life story. But how, you may ask, does one change their consciousness? The answer lies in the power of your imagination. Your imagination, far from being a mere faculty for daydreaming, is the very workshop wherein your world is fashioned. The parallel you understands this intimately and employs this knowledge with unwavering conviction. Imagine, if you will, a desire you hold dear. Perhaps it's a loving relationship, a fulfilling career, radiant health, or abundant wealth. Now, instead of yearning for this desire as something outside of yourself, something to be attained in some distant future, the parallel you invites you to assume the feeling of its fulfillment now. This, my friends, is the crux of the message, the secret that the parallel you wants you to embrace wholeheartedly. The art of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It is through this assumption, this living in the end, that you align yourself with the version of you that has already realized this desire. Let me illustrate this principle with a simple exercise. Close your eyes for a moment and think of something you deeply desire. Now, instead of contemplating how to achieve it, I want you to imagine how you would feel if this desire were already fulfilled. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the deep sense of gratitude that would accompany its realization. Allow this feeling to permeate every fiber of your being. As you engage in this exercise, you are doing more than just visualizing. You are stepping into the consciousness of the parallel you who has already experienced the fulfillment of this desire. You are bridging the gap between your current state and the state of your wish fulfilled. The parallel wants you to know that this feeling, this assumption of the wish fulfilled, is the secret to manifestation. It is not about forcing change in the external world, but about changing your inner world, your state of consciousness. As you persist in this new state, the outer world has no choice but to conform to your inner assumptions. Now, I can hear some of you thinking, but Neville, surely it can't be that simple. Surely there must be more to it than just imagining and feeling. And to this, the parallel responds with unwavering certainty. Yes, it is that simple. And yes, there is more to it. But that more is not what you might expect. The more is not about external action, though action will naturally flow from your changed state. The more is about persistence and faith. The parallel has mastered the art of unwavering faith in the reality of their imaginal acts. They understand that the outer world may not immediately reflect their inner change, but they refuse to be swayed by appearances. This, my dear friends, is where many falter on the path to manifesting their desires. They begin with enthusiasm, imagining their wish fulfilled, feeling the joy of its realization. But when the outer world doesn't immediately change, doubt creeps in. They begin to question, to waver, to lose faith in the power of their imagination. The parallel you wants you to know that this doubt, this wavering, is the only thing standing between you and the realization of your desires. For you see, the outer world is a shadow, a reflection of past assumptions. It takes time for it to catch up to your new state of consciousness. During this time, which some call the Sabbath, your faith is tested. But the parallel you has unwavering faith. They know that what they have imagined and felt as real must inevitably express itself in their outer world. They do not question when or how their desire will manifest. They simply know that it must, for it is law. This law, my friends, is as certain as the law of gravity. Just as an object released from your hand must fall to the ground, so must your assumptions, persisted in, find expression in your outer world. The parallel you lives by this law and invites you to do the same. Now let us address another aspect of this profound message. The parallel wants you to understand that time as you perceive it in your outer world does not exist in the realm of imagination. In your imagination, you can be, do, or have anything instantly. The parallel has learned to leverage this truth to transcend the limitations of time. When you imagine and feel your wish fulfilled, you are not projecting into some future moment. You are experiencing it now, in the eternal present of your imagination. This is why the feeling is so crucial. It anchors your imaginal act in the now, making it a present fact in your consciousness. The parallel wants you to know that this principle applies to every aspect of your life. Whether you seek to change your financial situation, heal your body, transform your relationships, or achieve any other desire, the process is the same. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Persist in that assumption. And watch as your outer world reshapes itself to match your inner conviction. But there's more, my friends. The parallel wants you to understand that this power is not limited to personal desires. You have the ability, indeed the responsibility, to use this power for the betterment of all. For you see, as you change your consciousness, you change the collective consciousness of humanity. Imagine, if you will, a world where every individual understood and applied this principle. A world where each person took responsibility for their state of consciousness, knowing that it shapes not only their personal reality but contributes to the collective experience of all. This is the world that the parallel inhabits, and it is the world they invite you to create. Now I can sense that some of you may be feeling overwhelmed by the magnitude of this revelation. You may be thinking, but Neville, how can I possibly maintain this state of consciousness consistently? How can I have unwavering faith when the outer world seems to contradict my inner assumptions? To this, the parallel offers a compassionate yet firm response. They want you to know that, like any skill, this too requires practice. Just as a musician must practice their instrument daily to master it, so must you practice the art of conscious assumption daily to master your world. Begin with small things. Assume a state of consciousness where parking spaces are always available to you. Feel the satisfaction of effortlessly finding a spot each time you need one. As you see this assumption manifest in your experience, your faith will grow. Then move on to bigger things, always remembering that to your imagination, there is no difference between what you consider a small manifestation and a large one. The parallel also wants you to know that setbacks and doubts are part of the journey. There may be times when you falter, when the outer world seems too stubborn, too unyielding to your new assumptions. In these moments, the parallel urges you to be gentle with yourself, but persistent. Remember, the outer world is a reflection of your past assumptions. It may take time for it to fully align with your new state of consciousness. During this time, you may experience what seems like failure or setback. But the parallel wants you to know that these are not failures, but opportunities. Opportunities to strengthen your resolve, to deepen your understanding, to refine your ability to maintain your desired state, regardless of outer circumstances. This, my friends, is the true test of your faith. Can you persist in your assumption even when the outer world seems to deny it? Can you hold fast to the feeling of your wish fulfilled even when circumstances appear to be moving in the opposite direction? The parallel has mastered this art and assures you that you can too. Now let us address another crucial aspect of this message. The parallel wants you to understand the true nature of your being. You are not a limited physical being striving to manifest desires in a solid, immovable world. You are consciousness itself, pure awareness, temporarily focusing its infinite potential into this particular experience you call your life. This understanding is paramount. For when you truly grasp that you are not your body, not your circumstances, not your past, but the very awareness in which all these appear, you liberate yourself from all limitations. The parallel lives from this understanding and invites you to do the same. From this perspective, your desires are not something to be achieved, but states to be occupied. The parallel wants you to know that every desire you have is already fulfilled in the infinite vastness of your consciousness. Your task is not to make it happen, but to align yourself with the version of you that is already experiencing it. This alignment happens through your feeling, your assumption. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are tuning yourself to the frequency of its reality. You are stepping into the shoes of the parallel you who's already living that desire. But there's more, my friends. The parallel wants you to understand that this principle extends beyond individual desires. It encompasses the very nature of your reality. Your entire world, every person, every circumstance, every event is a reflection of your state of consciousness. This may seem like an overwhelming responsibility, but the parallel assures you that it is also your greatest power. For if your world is a reflection of your consciousness, then by changing your consciousness, you change your world. Not just in parts, but in its entirety. Imagine the implications of this truth. Every person in your life is playing a role that you have assigned them through your assumptions. Every circumstance, whether perceived as positive or negative, is a manifestation of your inner state. The parallel lives with this awareness and invites you to awaken to it. Now, this doesn't mean that others don't have free will, or that you are somehow controlling them. Rather, it means that your experience of others, your perception of their behavior towards you, is a reflection of your assumptions about them and about yourself. The parallel wants you to know that this understanding is the key to transforming all your relationships. Instead of trying to change others, change your assumptions about them. Instead of reacting to their behavior, assume they are as you would like them to be. As you persist in this new assumption, you will be amazed at how your experience of them transforms. This principle applies not just to individuals, but to collective experiences as well. The state of your society, your nation, your world is a reflection of collective consciousness. By changing your own consciousness, you contribute to shifting the collective. The parallel understands this and uses this knowledge to create positive change on a grand scale. Now, I can hear some of you thinking, but Neville, if everything is a reflection of my consciousness, why would I ever choose to experience anything negative? This, my friends, is a profound question, and the answer reveals another layer of the parallel use message. You see, what you perceive as negative experiences are not punishments or failures, but opportunities for growth and expansion. They are calls to examine your consciousness, to uncover limiting beliefs and assumptions that may be operating beneath your conscious awareness. The parallel wants you to know that every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt or fear is an invitation to go deeper into yourself, to examine your assumptions, to expand your understanding of who you truly are. When you face a challenge, instead of seeing it as something to overcome in the outer world, see it as a signal to shift your inner world. Ask yourself, what assumption, what belief, what aspect of my consciousness is this situation reflecting? Then, instead of fighting against the outer circumstance, focus on shifting the inner state. This, my dear friends, is the art of living from the state of the wish fulfilled. It is not about ignoring or denying current circumstances, but about seeing through them to the truth of your being. It is about recognizing that your true power lies not in manipulating the outer world, but in commanding your inner world. The parallel has mastered this art. They do not waste energy fighting against unwanted circumstances. Instead, they invest their energy in assuming the state of consciousness that aligns with their desires. They know that as they maintain this state, the outer world must conform. Now let us delve even deeper into this profound message. The parallel wants you to understand that your imagination is not just a tool for manifesting desires, but the very substance of your reality. Your entire world, every aspect of your experience, is imagination made visible. This understanding revolutionizes your approach to life. Instead of seeing your imagination as something separate from reality, something to be used to change reality, you begin to see that it is reality. Your physical senses show you a world that seems solid and unchanging. But your imagination reveals the fluid, malleable nature of existence. The parallel lives from this understanding. They know that what appears to be fixed circumstances are really just solidified imagination. And just as they were created by imagination, they can be changed by imagination. This is why the parallel places such emphasis on the feeling, the assumption of the wish fulfilled. For in that feeling, in that assumption, lies the seed of a new reality. As you water that seed with your attention, as you nurture it with your unwavering faith, it grows into your new experience. But there's more, my friends. The parallel wants you to know that this principle extends beyond the manifestation of specific desires. It encompasses the very nature of your identity. Who you believe yourself to be, your self-concept, is the most fundamental assumption shaping your reality. The parallel has recognized this truth and has consciously chosen their self-concept. They see themselves as a divine being, as pure consciousness, temporarily focusing its infinite potential into this particular human experience. From this self-concept flows all their experiences, all their manifestations. Now I invite you to examine your own self-concept. Who do you believe yourself to be? What assumptions do you hold about your capabilities, your worth, your place in the world? The parallel wants you to know that these assumptions are not fixed truths, but choices that you can change at any moment. Imagine for a moment that you could choose any self-concept. Who would you choose to be? What qualities would you embody? What capabilities would you possess? The parallel urges you to make this choice consciously, to assume the self-concept of the person who already has all that you desire. This, my friends, is the ultimate use of your imagination. By consciously choosing, assuming a new self-concept, you set in motion a complete transformation of your world. For your outer world can only reflect what you hold to be true about yourself. Now, I can sense that some of you may be feeling overwhelmed by the magnitude of this responsibility. You may be thinking, but Neville, how can I possibly monitor and control all my assumptions? How can I maintain this new self-concept consistently? To this, the parallel offers a compassionate reminder. You are already doing this every moment of every day. Every assumption you hold, every belief you maintain is shaping your reality right now. The only difference is that most of this is happening unconsciously. The invitation is to bring this process into your conscious awareness, to take deliberate control of your assumptions. Start with your fundamental assumptions about the nature of reality. The parallel wants you to know that the world is not happening to you, but from you. You are not a powerless observer in a random universe, but the very source of your universe. This shift in perspective changes everything. From this new vantage point, you begin to see every experience as a reflection of your consciousness. You no longer see yourself as a victim of circumstances, but as the author of your life story. This is the perspective from which the parallel operates, and it is the perspective they invite you to adopt. But there's more to this message, my friends. The parallel wants you to understand that this power you possess comes with a profound responsibility. For as you awaken to your true nature as the operant power in your world, you also awaken to your connection to all of existence. You see, the consciousness that you are is not separate from the consciousness that animates all of life. It is one consciousness expressing itself in myriad forms. As you master the art of consciously shaping your reality, you simultaneously influence the collective reality we all share. This understanding leads to a natural state of compassion and love for all beings. For in recognizing your own divine nature, you recognize the divine in all. The parallel you lives from this state of universal love and invites you to do the same. Imagine how your world would transform if you approached every interaction, every relationship from this state of consciousness. Imagine seeing the divine in every person you meet, recognizing that their copyright charge response was limited as it hit the maximum length allowed at this time. Behavior is a reflection of their own state of consciousness. This perspective transforms your relationships, your interactions, and ultimately your entire world. The parallel wants you to know that this state of consciousness is not something to be achieved, but to be remembered. It is your natural state, obscured only by the veils of limiting beliefs and assumptions. As you peel away these veils through conscious assumption and unwavering faith, you return to your true nature. This journey of remembrance is not always easy. The parallel you acknowledges that there will be moments of doubt, times when the old patterns of thinking and feeling try to reassert themselves. In these moments, they urge you to be gentle with yourself, but persistent. Remember, my friends, that every moment is a new opportunity to choose your state of consciousness. If you find yourself slipping into old patterns, simply pause, take a breath, and consciously choose again. The parallel has mastered this art of constant vigilance and realignment, and assures you that with practice it becomes second nature. Now let us address a crucial aspect of this message. The parallel wants you to understand that this power you possess is not about controlling or manipulating the outer world. It is about aligning yourself with the infinite potential that you are. As you do this, you naturally attract experiences that resonate with your new state of being. This understanding liberates you from the need to micromanage every aspect of your life. Instead of trying to control every detail, you focus on maintaining the state of consciousness that aligns with your desires. The how, when, and where of manifestation are not your concern. Your only responsibility is to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and to live from that state. The parallel lives in this state of effortless creation. They understand that the universe has infinite intelligence and will orchestrate the perfect unfolding of events to match their inner state. They trust in this process implicitly and invite you to cultivate the same trust. This trust, my friends, is the foundation of true faith. It is not blind belief, but a deep knowing based on your understanding of the law of consciousness. As you apply this law and see its results in your life, your faith grows stronger, creating a virtuous cycle of ever-expanding manifestation. But there's more to this message, my dear friends. The parallel wants you to understand that this principle of conscious creation extends beyond your individual life. It is the very mechanism by which the entire universe operates. Every star, every planet, every atom is a manifestation of consciousness. The same law that governs your personal reality governs the cosmos. As above, so below. As within, so without. This understanding reveals the profound unity of all existence and your integral role within it. From this perspective, you begin to see your life not as an isolated journey, but as part of the grand unfolding of universal consciousness. Your personal growth, your manifestations, your very existence contributes to the evolution of the whole. The parallel lives with this cosmic awareness. They understand that as they elevate their consciousness, they elevate the consciousness of all. As they manifest their desires, they expand the possibilities for all of existence. They invite you to embrace this grand perspective and to recognize the cosmic significance of your journey. Now, I can sense that some of you may be feeling a bit overwhelmed by the magnitude of this revelation. You may be thinking, but Neville, how can I possibly live up to this cosmic role? How can I bear the responsibility of shaping not just my reality, but contributing to the reality of all? To this, the parallel offers a loving reminder. You are already fulfilling this role, whether you are conscious of it or not. Every thought, every feeling, every assumption you hold is already shaping your reality and contributing to the collective. The invitation is simply to do consciously what you have been doing unconsciously. Start where you are. Begin with your immediate experience. Choose a small aspect of your life that you wish to change and apply the principle of conscious assumption. As you see the results, your confidence will grow, and you will naturally expand your application of this law. The parallel assures you that as you embark on this journey of conscious creation, you will discover resources within yourself that you never knew existed. Strengths will emerge, insights will dawn, synchronicities will multiply. The universe itself will seem to conspire to support your new way of being. But remember, my friends, that this journey is not about reaching a final destination. It is about continual expansion, endless exploration of the infinite potential that you are. The parallel is not a static state to be achieved, but the ever-evolving expression of your divine nature. As you align yourself with this truth, you will find that your desires evolve as well. What once seemed like the ultimate goal becomes just a stepping stone to even greater expressions of your potential. This is the nature of consciousness, ever expanding, ever exploring, ever creating. The parallel wants you to know that this journey of conscious creation is the grandest adventure you can embark upon. It is a journey of self-discovery, of unlocking your infinite potential, of remembering your true divine nature. On this journey, you will encounter aspects of yourself that you never knew existed. You will uncover depths of wisdom, wells of strength, heights of joy that will astound you. You will come to know yourself as the infinite, eternal being that you truly are. But this journey is not just about personal expansion. As you elevate your consciousness, as you master the art of conscious creation, you become a beacon of light for others. Your very presence radiates the truth of infinite possibility, inspiring those around you to awaken to their own divine nature. The parallel understands this ripple effect and uses it consciously to contribute to the awakening of all of humanity. They invite you to do the same, to recognize that your personal journey of awakening is simultaneously a service to all of existence. Now, as we near the end of this message, I want to emphasize a crucial point. The parallel wants you to understand that this message, this invitation to conscious creation, is not something external to you. It is not coming from some separate, more evolved version of yourself. This message is arising from the depths of your own being. It is your own higher self, your own divine nature, calling you to remember who you truly are. The parallel is not separate from you, but is the fullest expression of your own potential, beckoning you to align with it. In every moment, with every breath, you have the opportunity to answer this call, to align yourself with the parallel you, to step into the full power of your divine nature, to assume the state of consciousness that matches your deepest desires. My dear friends, the choice is yours. The power is yours. The parallel you is not some distant ideal, but a living reality within you waiting to be expressed. Will you answer the call? Will you accept the invitation to live from the state of your wish fulfilled? Will you dare to be the God of your universe? Remember, the outer world may not immediately reflect your inner change. There may be moments of doubt, times when circumstances seem to contradict your new assumptions. In these moments, hold fast to your faith. Trust in the law of consciousness. Know that as you persist in your new state, your outer world must conform. The parallel has mastered this art of unwavering faith and invites you to do the same. They want you to know that every challenge is an opportunity, every setback a chance to deepen your understanding and strengthen your resolve. As you embark on this journey of conscious creation, be patient with yourself. Be gentle but persistent. Celebrate every success, no matter how small. Learn from every experience, knowing that even apparent failures are stepping stones to greater understanding. And above all, my dear friends, enjoy the journey. Revel in the joy of conscious creation. Delight in the unfolding of your infinite potential. For this is not a burden, but the greatest gift you can give yourself and the world. The parallel you lives in this state of joyous creation and invites you to join them, to step into the full power of your divine nature, to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, to be the conscious creator of your reality. For in doing so, you not only transform your own life, but you contribute to the elevation of all of existence. You become a living testament to the infinite potential within each of us. You become the change you wish to see in the world. My dear friends, the time for hesitation is over. The time for doubt is past. Now is the moment to embrace your divine nature, to step into your power as the conscious creator of your reality. The parallel is not a distant ideal, but a living potential within you, waiting to be expressed. Will you answer the call? Will you accept the invitation to live from the state of your wish fulfilled? Will you dare to be the God of your universe? The choice is yours. The power is yours. The parallel you is you, in your highest expression, beckoning you to align with your true nature. Embrace this truth, live from this understanding, and watch as your world transforms in ways you never thought possible. Remember, my friends, you are not bound by your past, by your circumstances, or by the opinions of others. You are bound only by your assumptions about yourself and your world. Change these assumptions, and you change your reality. The parallel you has done this and invites you to do the same. They want you to know that this power is not something to be earned or achieved, but to be remembered and claimed. It is your birthright as a divine being having a human experience. As we conclude this message, I urge you to take a moment to reflect. Feel the truth of these words resonating within you. Allow yourself to expand into the knowing of your divine nature. Feel the limitless potential that resides within you. Now, my dear friends, go forth and create. Go forth and assume the state of your wish fulfilled. Go forth and be the God of your universe. For in doing so, you not only transform your own life, but you contribute to the elevation of all of existence. The parallel you is waiting, not in some distant realm, but within you here and now. Will you answer the call? Will you step into the full power of your divine nature? The choice is yours. The power is yours. The time is now. Remember, you are the operant power in your world. You are the author of your life story. You are the conscious creator of your reality. Embrace this truth. Live from this understanding and watch as miracles unfold in your life. Go now and be the parallel you. Be the highest expression of your divine nature. Be the conscious creator of your magnificent reality. For in doing so, you fulfill your highest purpose and contribute to the awakening of all of humanity. The parallel you has spoken. The message has been delivered. The invitation has been extended. The choice, as always, is yours. Choose wisely, choose consciously, choose lovingly. For as you choose, so shall your world be. And with that, my dear friends, I bid you farewell. But remember, this is not an ending, but a beginning. A beginning of a new way of being, a new way of creating, a new way of living. Embrace it fully, live it joyously, and watch as your world transforms in miraculous ways. The parallel you awaits. The power is yours. The time is now. Go forth and create the life of your dreams, for in doing so you fulfill your divine purpose and contribute to the elevation of all of existence. For you see, the you that you believe yourself to be, that collection of memories, experiences, and self-imposed limitations is but a shadow of your true self. You are not the sum of your past experiences, nor are you defined by the opinions and judgments of others. You are in truth an infinite being of pure consciousness, temporarily clothed in the garment of human flesh. Let us begin by understanding that your current state of being, your present circumstances, are nothing more than the outpicturing of your past assumptions and beliefs. Every aspect of your life, from the state of your health to the balance of your bank account, is a direct reflection of the thoughts and beliefs you have accepted as true. But here's the liberating truth. You are not bound by these thoughts and beliefs unless you choose to be. Consider for a moment the nature of your thoughts. They come and go, fleeting and ephemeral like clouds passing across the sky of your consciousness. Yet how often do we cling to these thoughts, believing them to be the very fabric of our being? We say, I am poor. I am unlucky in love. I am not talented enough. As if these statements were immutable facts rather than transient beliefs. But I tell you now, with absolute certainty, that you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind the thoughts, the silent observer that watches the parade of ideas marching through your mind. This awareness, this consciousness, is your true self, boundless, eternal, and filled with infinite potential. Let us delve deeper into this profound truth. When you say, I think, who is the I that is doing the thinking? Is it not something beyond the thought itself? This I is the true you, the being of pure awareness that exists prior to all thoughts and experiences. It is this I that we must learn to identify with, rather than the fleeting contents of our minds. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, if I am not my thoughts, then who am I? And to this I say, you are the very substance of God. For it is written in the scriptures, I and my Father are one. This is not mere poetic language, my friends, but the most profound truth of existence. The I am that you feel when you say I am is the very same I am that spoke the universe into being. Realize that every time you say I am, you are invoking the name of God. It is the creative power of the universe itself. So when you say I am poor, I am sick, I am unlucky, you are quite literally commanding the universe to manifest these conditions in your life. But oh, the glorious flip side of this truth. When you declare I am wealthy, I am healthy, I am blessed beyond measure, you are setting in motion the very forces of creation to bring these states into your experience. This, my dear listeners, is the crux of our discussion tonight. You are not what you think you are. You are what you believe yourself to be at the deepest level of your being. And this belief, this assumption, can be changed. You have the power here and now to choose a new concept of self, to select the version of you that you wish to be, and to live from that state until it becomes your reality. Let me share with you a secret that has transformed countless lives, the power of revision. You see, your subconscious mind does not distinguish between what you vividly imagine and what you actually experience in the outer world. This means that you have the ability to go back into your past, in your imagination, and relive events as you wish they had happened. By doing so, you are literally rewriting the script of your life, changing the trajectory of your present and future. Suppose you had an argument with a loved one earlier today. Instead of replaying the unpleasant scene in your mind, reinforcing the negative emotions and outcomes, choose instead to revise it. Close your eyes and imagine the scene playing out differently. See yourself responding with love and understanding. Feel the warmth of reconciliation and harmony. Do this with feeling, with the full intensity of your imagination, and watch as your outer world begins to reflect this new inner reality. This practice of revision is not mere wishful thinking or self-delusion. It is a recognition of the fluid nature of time and the malleable nature of reality itself. For time, as we experience it in this three-dimensional world, is but an illusion. All moments past, present, and future exist simultaneously in the eternal now. By changing your concept of the past, you are quite literally altering the substance from which your present and future are formed. Now I can sense that some of you may be struggling with this concept. You may be thinking, but Neville, I have tried positive thinking before, and nothing changed. To this I say, positive thinking alone is not enough. What is required is a complete shift in your state of consciousness. You must not merely think the thoughts of the person you wish to be. You must become that person in your imagination. This is where the power of assumption comes into play. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, when you live and move and have your being as if your desire were already a fact, you align yourself with the creative forces of the universe. Remember, your imagination is not a fantasy spinning faculty designed to escape reality. It is the very substance of reality itself, the God-given power to create and shape your world. Let me give you a practical example of how this works. Suppose you desire financial abundance. Instead of focusing on your current lack, or even on the process of acquiring wealth, you must assume the state of already being wealthy. How would you feel if you were already in possession of great wealth? How would you walk, talk, and carry yourself? What thoughts would occupy your mind? Live from this state, persist in it, and watch as the outer world reshapes itself to match your inner assumption. This is not to say that you should neglect practical action, but understand that inspired action springs naturally from your assumed state of being. When you truly believe and feel yourself to be wealthy, you will find opportunities for increasing your wealth presenting themselves to you effortlessly. You will be inspired to take actions that align with your new self-concept, and these actions will bear fruit in ways you could never have planned or anticipated. Now let us address another crucial aspect of this teaching, the nature of your desires. Many of you have been taught that your desires are somehow separate from you, that they are things to be pursued and attained. But I tell you now, your desires are not external to you. They are the voice of God within you, calling you to express more of your true, divine nature. When you feel a burning desire for something, be it a loving relationship, a fulfilling career, or perfect health, know that this desire is not born of lack. It is, in fact, a preview of coming attractions. It is your higher self, your God self, calling you to step into a greater expression of who you truly are. The very presence of the desire is proof of its possibility. For how could you desire something that was not already yours on some level of being? This understanding liberates you from the anxious pursuit of your desires. Instead of chasing after them, you can rest in the calm assurance that what you desire desires you. Your role is simply to align your consciousness with the state of having already received your heart's desire. As you do this, you open yourself to receive the good that is already yours. Let us now turn our attention to the world around you. Many of you may look at the conditions of your life and the state of the world and feel discouraged. You may think, how can I possibly change my reality when there is so much evidence to the contrary? But I urge you to remember the world you see is nothing more than a shadow, a reflection of past beliefs and assumptions. The outer world, in all its seeming solidity, is far more malleable than you might think. It is, in fact, infinitely responsive to your state of consciousness. When you change your concept of self, when you assume a new state of being, the entire universe moves to accommodate your new self-concept. This is not wishful thinking, my friends. This is the law by which worlds are framed. Consider the words of the prophet Isaiah, for as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. This is not merely poetic language, but a statement of cosmic law. Your inner world, your state of consciousness, is the cause, and the outer world is the effect. Change the cause, and the effect must necessarily change. This understanding places a great responsibility upon your shoulders. For if you are the creator of your reality, then you must be willing to take full responsibility for every aspect of your life. No longer can you blame circumstances, other people, or fate for your conditions. But with this responsibility comes immense power. The power to reshape your world according to your highest ideals. Now, some of you may be wondering, if I am not what I think I am, if I am this infinite being of pure consciousness, why do I not experience this in my daily life? The answer lies in the power of habit and the nature of your attention. You have spent years, perhaps lifetimes, identifying with your limited self-concept. You have practiced the art of being small, of being less than you truly are. But just as you have practiced limitation, you can practice expansion. You can train yourself to identify with your true, infinite nature. This is the essence of spiritual practice. Not to become something you are not, but to realize and express what you have always been. One powerful way to do this is through the practice of meditation. Not the meditation of emptying your mind, but the meditation of filling your consciousness with awareness of your true nature. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and simply be aware of being aware. Feel the I am presence within you, that sense of existence that underlies all your experiences. As you do this regularly, you will find your identification shifting from the limited ego self to the infinite divine self. Another powerful practice is the use of affirmations, but not in the way they are commonly understood. Instead of repeating phrases by rote, feel the truth of the statements you make. When you say, I am wealthy, feel the reality of abundance coursing through your being. When you declare, I am loved, feel the warmth of divine love embracing you. Remember, it is not the words themselves that have power, but the feeling tone behind them. As you engage in these practices, you may encounter resistance. Old beliefs and habits may rise up, challenging your new understanding. This is natural and to be expected. Your ego self, that collection of beliefs and memories you have identified with for so long, will fight to maintain its existence. But remember, this resistance is not your true self. It is merely the dying gasp and outmoded concept of being. When you encounter this resistance, do not fight against it. Fighting only gives it power and reality. Instead, simply observe it with compassion and understanding. Know that it is nothing more than a passing cloud in the vast sky of your consciousness. As you persist in your new assumptions, as you continue to live from your desired state, these old patterns will gradually dissolve like mist before the rising sun. Now let us address a question that may be arising in some of your minds. If I am not what I think I am, if I am this infinite being, why do I experience limitations and challenges in my life? This is a profound question, and the answer lies in the purpose of your earthly existence. You see, you have chosen to incarnate in this three-dimensional reality for the purpose of experience and expression. Just as an actor takes on a role to express certain aspects of human experience, you have taken on this human form to explore the infinite possibilities of being. The limitations and challenges you face are not punishment or obstacles, but opportunities for growth and self-realization. When you encounter a challenge in your life, instead of seeing it as a problem to be solved, see it as an invitation to express more of your true divine nature. Every difficulty is an opportunity to remember who you really are, to shed the limitations of your assumed identity and step into the fullness of your being. This understanding transforms your approach to life's challenges. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what aspect of my divine nature am I being called to express through this experience? This shift in perspective aligns you with the flow of life, opening you to receive the lessons and blessings inherent in every situation. Remember, my dear friends, that you are not separate from the creative power of the universe. You are that power individualized and made manifest. The entire universe exists within you, waiting to be explored and expressed. When you truly grasp this truth, when you live from this understanding, you become a conscious co-creator with God, shaping your reality according to your highest vision. Now let us delve even deeper into the nature of your being. You are not just a physical body, nor are you merely a collection of thoughts and emotions. You are consciousness itself, the awareness in which all experiences arise. This consciousness is not limited to your personal experiences. It is the very same consciousness that animates all of creation. When you realize this truth, you begin to see the divine in everything and everyone. The person sitting next to you, the tree outside your window, the stars in the night sky, all are expressions of the same consciousness that you are. This realization naturally gives rise to love, compassion, and a sense of unity with all of life. Living from this expanded state of consciousness does not mean you neglect your individual expression. On the contrary, it allows you to express your unique gifts and talents more fully. For when you know yourself as the infinite being that you are, you no longer fear judgment or failure. You are free to express yourself authentically, knowing that your individual expression is a vital and beautiful part of the cosmic dance. This understanding also transforms your relationships. When you see others as expressions of the same divine consciousness that you are, you naturally treat them with respect and kindness. You no longer need to manipulate or control others, for you recognize that their well-being is inseparable from your own. This is the basis of true love, not the needy, grasping love of the ego, but the expansive, unconditional love of your true nature. As you live from this expanded state of being, you will find that synchronicities and coincidences become more frequent in your life. This is because you are aligning yourself with the flow of universal intelligence. You begin to see the interconnectedness of all things, and you naturally flow with the currents of life rather than struggling against them. Now I want to address a common misconception about this teaching. Some of you may think that if you are not what you think you are, if your true nature is this infinite consciousness, then your individual personality and experiences don't matter. Nothing could be further from the truth. Your individual expression is how the infinite experiences itself in form. Your unique perspective, your talents, your desires, these are all valuable and necessary parts of the cosmic unfoldment. The key is to enjoy your individual expression while remembering your true nature. It's like an actor who fully embodies a role while never forgetting that they are acting. You can fully engage with your human experience, with all its joys and sorrows, while maintaining the awareness of your true, infinite nature. This balanced perspective allows you to play the game of life with zest and enthusiasm without becoming overly attached to outcomes. You can set goals and work towards them, knowing that the real joy lies not in achieving the goal itself, but in the expression and expansion of your being that the pursuit allows. As we near the conclusion of our discourse, I want to emphasize a crucial point. This teaching is not merely theoretical. It is meant to be lived, to be experienced in every moment of your daily life. It's not enough to intellectually understand that you are not what you think you are. You must live from this understanding, embody it in your thoughts, words, and actions. Start by questioning your habitual thoughts and beliefs. Whenever you catch yourself thinking, I can't, I'm not good enough, good in eating thought, pause and ask yourself, is this really true? Is this who I really am? Then consciously choose a thought that aligns with your true infinite nature. Practice seeing yourself and others through the eyes of your higher self. Look beyond the surface appearances, beyond the roles and identities, to the divine essence that underlies all forms. As you do this consistently, you will find your perception of the world transforming. What once seemed like problems or obstacles will reveal themselves as opportunities for growth and expression. Engage in activities that remind you of your true nature. This could be meditation, as we discussed earlier, or it could be anything that brings you into a state of flow: art, music, dance, or communing with nature. These activities can serve as doorways to the experience of your infinite self. Remember, my dear friends, that this journey of self-realization is not about becoming something you are not. It is about remembering and expressing what you have always been. You are not evolving towards some future state of perfection. You are perfect, whole, and complete right now. Your journey is one of unveiling, of removing the veils of illusion that have hidden your true nature from your awareness. As you live from this understanding, you will find your life transforming in ways you might never have imagined. Challenges that once seemed insurmountable will dissolve in the light of your expanded awareness. Opportunities that you never noticed before will present themselves. You will find yourself guided by an inner wisdom that far surpasses the limited reasoning of the ego mind. But perhaps the most beautiful transformation will be in your relationship with yourself and with life itself. As you recognize your true nature, you will naturally begin to treat yourself with more kindness and compassion. The harsh inner critic that many of you have lived with for so long will gradually be replaced by a voice of loving wisdom. You will also find a new appreciation for the simple joys of existence. The beauty of a sunset, the laughter of a child, the taste of good food. All of these will take on a new depth of meaning. You will realize that every moment is a miracle, an opportunity to experience and express the divine nature that you are. As we conclude our discourse on You Are Not What You Think You Are, I urge you to take this understanding into your daily life. Let it inform your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Remember that you are not limited by your past, by your circumstances, or by the opinions of others. You are an infinite being of pure consciousness, temporarily expressing yourself in human form. Embrace this truth. Live from it. Let it transform your world. For when you are true who you truly are, when you live from the state of your divine nature, there are no limits to what you be, do, or have. You are the creator of reality, the author of your life story. Write it boldly, live it fully, and watch as the world transforms before your eyes. Go forth, my dear friends, in the knowledge of your true nature. You are not what you think you are infinitely more. You are the very substance of God, expressing itself in human form. Live from this truth, and watch as miracles unfold in your life. Remember, the kingdom of heaven is within you. It is not a place to be reached, but a state of consciousness to be realized and expressed. You are that kingdom, that power, that glory. Claim your divine inheritance. Live as the God being that you are. And so, with these words, I leave you to contemplate and embody this profound truth. You are not what you think you are. You are the infinite, eternal, boundless being of pure awareness. Know this, live this, and transform your world.